So this is done, or as done as I want to do it. I don't really care anymore. Need to move on to other things, and it's gonna have to do. So I'm gonna seal this now with the spar urethane, and this is it. You can get this at any hardware store, and it provides UV protection and rain and moisture protection. And this being paper mache or paper clay or paper whatever, will just melt in the rain. Alright, I'm going to bring this over to where I have things dry and let that dry. I'll flip it over, do the bottom. Let that dry, flip it over, do another coat. Let that dry, flip it over, do the bottom. Out my brush. I'm looking for these everywhere. That's where I left them. I'm doing the water. I'm going to clean out my brush with paint thinner. Is that the right thing? I don't know. I think so. I'm going to show you how to salvage your great stuff. Most people already know this, or a lot of people do. But after you use this stuff, it's supposedly a one-shot deal and you got to use it all at one time, but it's not true. Take a little bit of acetone, bump that down the hole, and that'll instantly eat away at the stuff in there and allow you to reuse this. You can see it doing it right here inside the tube. See it eating away at it? Yep, that's it. I usually just let mine sit in the top there, in the top of the can. Alright, let's get another coat of urethane on this. This is dry already, sitting in those fans, not tacky. So we're going to get the bottom of this now. Brenda commented that I should probably be doing the inside, and she's probably right. But how am I supposed to get that in there? I don't really know. It's going to be very difficult, I'd imagine. Getting a paintbrush in here and painting all around that. You know, how am I supposed to... I mean, that's going to be really a pain in the ass. I suppose I could do it, but I should probably just do it now, I guess. I would only think the bottom would be really needed to be covered, because if water's going to get in through the face, it's only going to land on the bottom, really. How good of a job I'm doing? No idea. Probably is a better way to do it, but I can't think of one right now. So I don't know if I'll ever make these again. They're very time consuming. I think one a year is enough of a project. I should have never thought I could take on 7 and then having to trim that down to 4 because I just can't deal with it. It's too much. But paper mache is very time consuming in my opinion. Even the great stuff, that didn't really work out. You know, Alan Hops put out that tutorial, and for me it didn't work out that well. The stuff looked like garbage when it came out of that. I suppose if that's alright, if you're looking to do something that's not going to really be, I don't know. If you don't care that much about detail, I guess I should say. Or if you're making a prop that doesn't need a lot of attention to detail, that's the way to go. And you know, I suppose these props don't need a lot of attention to detail, but I'm a detail person, so it's tough for me to put out stuff that isn't so great. Not that this is great, but I know I've done pretty much my best. That's all that matters. As they say in the gaming community, I've been a tryhard. Kids say that today like it's a bad thing. Being a tryhard is a bad thing. With kids today. Did you guys know that? People my age? Be such a tryhard. But I digress. I like this product. It's very nice to work with. I actually even like the smell. It's kind of, it smells like a saddle or something. It smells like some leather. Put that in the drying station. So I gave my pumpkin dreadlocks. They're supposed to be vines, but it looks ridiculous. It's pretty much dry. Probably, I just put too many on, I guess. It looks like hair. It doesn't look like vines to me. Yeah, I don't like them. With less of them, it would look more like vines. Less of them looks more like it. I kind of just went nuts pulling them all off. That looks better. Stick something on the back here. I don't know, somewhere over here, wasn't it? There we go. That's the easy way to do it. Just shove it right in there. Well, I think that looks better. So it's about 65 degrees out here today, so I decided to spend a little time outside. This has been drying for almost 24 hours, and it's been out here in the sun for a little bit. I think it's pretty close to dry, so I'm gonna just sand it down a little bit and try to finalize this so that we can move on to other things. I reshaped the eyes yesterday. They look a little better. Tried to fill in some more spots around the face, but I'm not going to go crazy filling in all of this like this and this. It's good enough. I did the stock a little differently too on this one. Made these ridges come up all the way through the stem or the stalk or whatever you want to call it, and I still did that same texturing with the lines through it. I think it just gives it that little bit extra. The clay, it seems like the longer the clay, the older it gets, the smoother it is to work with. I don't know why that is, but I don't have as many of those little fuzzy pieces of clay as I did on the other stock. So there's not really a heck of a lot to sand here. The back of the pumpkin. I don't even know why I'm sanding the back of the pumpkin. Nobody's ever going to see that. Hello? All right, bye. Actually, I don't really care about any of the rest of this. I'm wasting too much time on something that people aren't going to see from this far away. Here's the light, and there's the yard, and then people will be from that brick border right here. The graveyard extends out about this far, so people are going to be right out here, and that's a very long distance to look at this thing. As a matter of fact, let's see what it looks like. All right, I can't show you that yet because we have a small problem. This hole is bigger than this one, and this won't fit over the light socket. So we're gonna have to grind some of this stuff out. Luckily today, Brenda found my Dremel, my brand new Dremel, which I've already used and sanded some of this off camera. Try that. See how we do. Fairly close. Oh, a little bit more. I think it's more of the outside part. So we're just going to keep grinding this until it's ground down enough to fit. Shit me. I got it. Very tight, but it's on. So this is as close as anybody will ever see that, other than people who are working in the haunt. So all that attention to detail is just rather pointless, to be perfectly honest. You can see where I am here, where I was pointing out earlier. There's that rock, that border right there, that brick border. My graveyard goes all in this area here. Fills in, well, probably starts around here and fills in all this way. This whole section here is all graveyard. So that's the closest you'll ever get. I suppose, honestly, the closest you'd ever see it, if you even cared to look that close, would be right around here. And because people then go into the basement, which is here, for the rest of the haunt. So the attention to detail is rather pointless, but that doesn't mean I don't like it, because I do. I think they'll look good where all of these globes are. And speaking about that, I had mentioned that I was only going to do 4 of these now because we have 7 globes on the deck. But I realized that I do have glass pumpkins that were our jack-o'-lanterns that were given to me as a gift several years ago. that we have previously put on these stairs, and we normally light them with tea lights, put them right on the corners of these stairs because people aren't allowed up here. You can't get up here during the haunt, it's all roped off. But if I took those, I could use them for the other pumpkins I'm not going to make. There you go. All right, let's get back to work. Guess who would like to spend a nice 65-degree day outside by the lake when you can be inside screwing around with pumpkins? Alright, so I'm going to cut this out now after I take the ball out right here. And the face is off center. Awesome. See that? This isn't in the middle. So I've got to redraw this whole stupid thing because I went off of this instead of this. Great. Shit couldn't get any more fun, could it? No mold this time. So after all that, we have a problem. And that's it. The face is far too low on the bottom. I think even from down there it'll be too low. I don't know, it's just not right. So I cut that stupid hole to avoid redrawing the face, and now I have to redraw the face. So, good times. Okay, so I'm gonna put this thing downstairs now to dry, and we'll move on to something else. I'm out of clay, so I've got to make more clay, but I was just thinking that I might just use a corpsing technique on this whole thing and make the ridges with plastic instead of all this paper clay stuff. I'm still gonna need it to make this stem, but I'm really getting sick of this. We'll see. All right, so I'm back in the basement with this one, and it's time to get a question answered, and that is, does naphtha eat through great stuff foam? We're going to test that out on the back of this little section right here that's already eaten through. I'll try a little bit right next to it. Don't see anything happening. It's right here. This whole area. I don't see anything happening. Go up a little higher. Well, I don't see anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the rest of this thing in spar urethane, and then maybe I'll proceed to corpsing this with silicone and naphtha. I don't know, just an idea. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that on anything, but this one's pretty ratty. Although the front is good enough, and that's all I really care about. Plus, this urethane, after you apply it, it really gives it a glossy, like, shell, hard shell. So it makes it very smooth and fills in a lot of this stuff. So anyway, haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll decide by the time we're done. All right, so I'm finished with the urethane on this particular one, first coat anyway. The other one I did 2, maybe I think 3 coats. So we'll do at least 2 or 3 coats on this one, and then we'll apply the final paint job or whatever I'm going to do with this. Still haven't decided. So probably just a paint job. I did want to just try to do something different, but I am really over the whole pumpkin thing, so I just kind of want to get it done. But I don't want to skimp now that I'm at the end or getting closer, because what's the point if you do the last step like crap? Why even bother? So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. In part 2, we're going to finish up these pumpkins, and we are never going to make them again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Sakes. Just walk over there and get a screwdriver. No, I refuse. I'm gonna get it all over you. Just go get the screwdriver. You could have had it by now. Okay, you're right. Get the screwdriver. But not quite enough, so no power.